Okay, this is the best guess because when it actually goes back to the states, we'll see how each state deals with it individually. Each state already has an educational program. What they mainly get from the Department of Ed, federal, is money. Money that helps them fund everything from before school programs, after school programs, in some cases sports, but definitely IEPs. Some states will be able to absorb that. I would guess that not one red state is going to. At some point, even like New Jersey, California will just have to be like, we can't. We can't. The belief is that private academies are going to rise and get some kind of like special compensation from the government as spelled out in Project 2025. So, pretty much be assured that that's what's going to happen. These private academies will cherry pick the best and send them to these, private academies with a scholarship. All the problematic kids, not great athletes or great thinkers, will be left in public school, and public school will just basically be a holding pen. States like Arkansas have lowered the working age to like 13, so you only have to hold them until they're 13 before they can go off to work in the factory. Some states, girls can get married at, I think it's 11, 12. So, I mean, woo. Part of the thought process is so many parents will find it unsafe to send their kids to school, they'll be forced to keep their kids home, which will drive women as the primary caregivers to quit their jobs and care for their kids at home. Now, in some cases, that might actually be beneficial. There's a lot of AI platforms, softwares that teach kids the way they need to be taught at the pace they need to be taught. So it's possible some kids will actually get a better educational experience at home. You could argue whether or not they would miss the social aspect of it, so parents are going to have to work hard to figure out how to get kids to like hang out together in the middle of measles, mumps, rubella, COVID, TB, monkeypox, COVID 1, COVID 2, avian bird flu. So good luck there. Assume things like school sports are absolutely gone. Private Christian academies will become feeders for the NFL, the WWE. But yeah, regular schools will become holding pens. Private academies will become for the select elite few. A lot of women will end up punished for this. And I'm guessing a lot of school districts are going to adopt the Florida model where it's like, you don't need to be a certified teacher. If you're awake and not a felon, come on down. The firm belief that this is going to drive more child labor because public schools are going to be miserable. So a lot of parents, as early as possible, are going to send their kids off to work because at least, their employer can watch them then. I have a feeling a lot of teachers are going to flee the field because nobody thinks that private academies are going to pay better than public schools. All those special ed assistants, what do they call them? Student aides. They're probably going to end up losing their jobs if they don't become the teacher. I mean, but of course, Linda McMahon is going to say something more like, well, this will put it under state control, and just not address what we know is going to happen if you cut the budgets of the schools. Schools are already operating on shoestring budgets, hence why teachers have to ask parents to bring in school supplies. They're not doing that because they have nothing better to do with their days. For decades, teachers have been dumping their own personal money into the classrooms. But, yeah, I would quit. Already, kids in school are allowed to attack the teachers, and the teachers can't even stop them from attacking because you can't put your hands on a kid, but a kid can certainly run at you with a pair of scissors. You take away all other assistance in the classroom, plus the frustration of parents, plus the recession. You're going to need hazard pay to be a teacher, and I can't imagine who's going to want to do that. Because they're also not getting rid of the standards of education, so, thanks for No Kid Left Behind. They're going to try to teach to a test, but without most of the kids in the classroom having, the assistance they need, all teachers are going to fail their performance within a year or two. And I mean, not that I blame the parents, but if my kid had two choices, get accepted to the private academy or stay in public school, I would put them in the private academy, even though they are going to be indoctrinated into, like, Christian bullshit. I mean, if the choice is what's left of a public school or a private academy, is it really even a choice? But that's definitely not how they're going to message it when Linda McMahon gets Trump to sign that lovely piece of an executive order.